as always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. Creatives, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. DeAgostini Collectibles Build the Moomin House, Box 18, Part 3. In this video, we'll be working our way through issue 72 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. With every stage of the build comes with component parts and a magazine. These are the component parts for issue 72. I'm really looking forward to this part because these are part of this. See the blue cladding here? Well, this is the underneath frame, so it'll be like a curve there, probably a curve there, maybe a curve there and a curve there, and then you'll have verticals there, and then you might have some straight ones in there as well. But yeah, we're going to start to build the exterior. Oh, this is really good. The exterior, and then we'll be putting tiles on this roof. We're putting the chimney in. We've got the window. We've done the window. We've got to put the window in. But this is really good. We built that. We built that. We haven't done those stairs. We did stairs. I think we did steps around the other side. A smaller veranda than that. But this is really good. We are really moving forward. So there you go. You see, that's the first round. Yeah, that's where the straights go there. I think there, and there, and we're creating this curve there, and then we're going to start the dressing table for the guest room. Mr. Brisk, a sports enthusiast who arrives in Moomin Valley. An endless parade of guests, no peace for the Moomins. So here's a list of all the components that come in this stage, in this issue. Step-by-step instructions until we end up with this here. This is where we'll get into in this video, and then in the next video we're going to be doing this dresser. So yeah, as always, if you've watched my channel before, if you've been to my channel before and watched any videos, what I like to do is, because you never can tell, I just like to make sure that what it says we're supposed to have here, that we have inside here. So I'm going to open the blister. I've noticed in the last few videos I haven't really been opening the blister all the time, and I really should be doing that. So because like here we've got one underneath, so we can check and see if we've got what we need. So this is so we've got vertical stripes, one FL1, which is here, and we should have two of them, one FL2 there. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the FL3s, and we have 4 of them there. So these are thicker than these. We've got a little bag of things here as well that I just need to take out. So our horizontals, sorry, our verticals, not horizontals, verticals. We've got 1 FL4s. 1 FL4. So we've got an FL6, and there should be 2 of them, which there is. And then should be, let's get them out. We should have an FL5, and we should have 2. But I don't think they have been broken bad. So we've got 1 FL5 and 1 FL4. So we've got one of each of those. And then the dresser side, we have, there's something underneath as well. So just checking. see if we've got that. It's probably hidden underneath something. So let's check, see what it's hidden under. Aha. Yeah, I don't seem to have that one though. It's like it's here. If that's it there. Okay. Yeah. That's the top of the dresser. And this is the back panel. This is the bottom. These two are the side panels. And then these are the shelves. So yeah, we've got everything we're supposed to have at this stage of the build. And also this, it says, I've got 4 of them. It says metal circles 4. So we've got everything, which is really good. So we've got our components, we've got our magazine. Let's begin. So we're going to start to construct the outer frame that the blue cladding, show you again, that this blue cladding glues onto. So we've got an FL13 here, which is horizontal, and then we've got a 1FL6, which is a vertical like that. So you've got to check that the shorter tab is at the top and the longer tab here is at the bottom. And then basically what we're going to do is I'm going to glue inside this cutaway like alcove shape, and this sits in there like that, and that starts our build. So I've got my cocktail sticks, I've got my glue, so I'm going to start. This is really exciting. Every issue now is really interesting. I'm not saying the rest of it wasn't, but you know, we were doing a lot of floorboards and walls and things like that. We're doing a lot of repetitive stuff. But now, at this stage, everything's tying up. It's all coming together. A little bit too much glue there. Okay, right. So I put glue in that cutaway. Make sure that I'm longest at the bottom, shortest at the top. We're just going to put these two together, and they slot together like that. That's how they slot together, like that. And then I'll clean up the excess glue, but I don't really need to because you're not going to see any of this. But that's, and I've just got to see how I can sit it. Probably like that. That's how I'm going to leave it to dry, so that this that's slotting into that, gravity is pushing it down like that. So I'm just going to leave that to dry. But yeah, this is really good. I'm really enjoying this. Actually, we've got to put another one in. Let me just see where it goes. Okay, yeah, that goes there like that. And then we put another vertical here, another 1FL6 in there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do them both together. And I'm just going to hopefully, they'll counterbalance each other. Because they're basically the same. That. So I'm just going to like that. Clean it up, slightly clean up there. So we'll just get another one, the remaining FL6. Make sure that the short bits at the top, the short tabs at the top and long tabs at the bottom, and just sit it in there like we did the first one. There. That's it. They're both in. And they should counterbalance each other. So I'm going to let both of them dry together. Up like that. And these are the verticals, and this is a horizontal. And then we'll have like something, another one here, another straight one here, another straight one here, and a curved one here. that matches this one, and that will be our curved frame. So I reckon we're probably going to have to build a lot of these, and then we'll probably have to, once we've got one of the frames, say it's that big, then we've got to stack one above and then one above until we get the full length from the floor here all the way up there with the frame inside this blue paneling. And it's actually the framework for the blue paneling, and some of it will be stuck in, but there's going to be a large section that you can lift open so that you can look in the house. And I'm wondering if you will be able to turn the interior of the house. You must be able to, because you'd never see the back of the back rooms. So yeah, I'll leave that to dry and I'll come back. Right, so while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to put the second curve, and it goes here, but it goes under these two, like that one does. So I'm going to put glue in these two this time. And just checking. So we've got slots there, slots there, slots there. It's going in this one here. So I'm going to put glue in this curved piece. So I do like constructing, and there's a lot of constructing in this build, where you're building beds and furnitures and walls and floors, and it's almost as if like you're building a real house, because the level of detail is exactly the way if you're going to build this house for real. You know, like you've got to construct the frames for the walls. So there, I've got glue in both of them, and I've got to remember that this code here has to be the same as that, in the same position. So I'm just gonna, hang on, I'll do it this way. I'm gonna lift it up, and I'm gonna sit it over where it's supposed to go. Get that one lined up. It'll just slot in as soon as you've lined it up properly there. So that one's in, and then get this one in. And what it does is it auto corrects this so it's a straight line. So making sure that they're pushed in there and there. So that's what we've got to do there, there, and there. Because it's a curve. So while this is drying, I've got a 1FL1 and a 1FL3, and they're both curves, and they've got similar slots. So what we've got to do is we've got to put the 1FL3 on top of the 1FL1, and then we're going to make sure that we're lining up the slots like that. There. Just like that, but then we turn it over, you can see that we've got some kind of alcoves there, and there, there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue directly onto this, because it's easier to do, because it's quite a big space. So I'm going to put like maybe the bulk of the glue on this here, like that, bit there, bit there, there, and there, and then I can use a cocktail stick to spread all that glue around. Of this 1FL1, and the 1FL1 is thicker than the 1FL3, and we'll probably have to build quite a few of these as well around the base of the frame of for the paneling to go onto the blue paneling. So I'm just spreading this glue around like that. And then what you have is you get some excess glue where you can put it down these thin parts that we didn't put glue on. I might still have to put glue on there. I think I probably do. I've underestimated how much glue I need. There we go, got extra glue there. So that we can get it over here and around these. Okay, so that's now got glue in it. So we're going to put this 1FL3 on. We're just going to make sure that we're lining up the slots or the alcoves or whatever. I need to be consistent with my terminology really. So I just want to make sure that the alcoves are all lined up, and then that it's flush like that. Making sure these slot together like that, and that they're flush. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to leave that to dry. Because we're going to be putting this in here. Okay, both of these are dry now. So what I need to do is I need to put glue all around here on this 1FL3. Like that. To start off. Remove the excess and keep it going round. There. And then got to put glue, so this goes this way around so that the chords are facing up. I need to put glue down here. I need more glue. I need more glue. There and there. Well, just mainly there, really. Okay, then we position this like that, so that the chord is there, the chord is there, and the chord is there, and then you just slot it in like that and that. seem to, hang on, let's remove the excess. I need to hold it in place. I wonder if I can put clips on it. Put a clip on that side, I might not be able to, it might be too wide. Oh no, just. No, I'm not going to be able to put clips on it because it's pushing it, so I'm going to have to hold it in place. So I've allowed a little bit of time for this to dry now, because I was going to put this on before I put this on, but I had to wait for this to dry. So I can put this on now. So I need to put glue in those two alcoves there. You might not be able to see it from that angle, but when I push it into place, you'll see where it needs to go. I've got to become very good at this because I'm going to be making loads of them. So I'm just going to put glue in this alcove here, and then some glue in here. And I'm going to have to put more glue in there. In here. And this follows the same pattern with the code facing upwards, like here and underneath as well. So I'm just going to line these two up. Just push it in place, slightly off. Just give it a little squeeze there. That's one in there. And that's one in there like that. There we go. Starting to take shape. Just going to leave that to dry before we move on. While this dries, I've got to put these two together. So this 2 has to sit on top of this 3 like that. So I'm going to put glue directly onto here. Like that. I'm going to zoom in a bit because we're a little bit far now. Spread this glue around. So this 2 sits on top of this 3. You notice it's got this hole there, 3 holes there. And then when it's dry, it will sit on this. When it's dry, it will sit up here. There's a couple of cutaways and it'll sit across there. like that. So it'll just be similar to this at the bottom. So we've got this section that we just glued together, and it's got to go up here like that. So I'm going to put glue in both these alcoves here. I'm just going to put a spot of glue in each one. Right. I'm going to place it in, and remember again the codes, code, facing upwards. Ah, there we go. Checking that it's on properly. Yep, that's on properly. Whoop. I didn't want that to happen. Need something that's heavy to kind of hold it in place. Maybe I'll find something. I do have some paperweights somewhere where I could sit in the middle there. I'll have to look for it, but it's kind of, so it's a little bit wobbly there. But yeah, so that's in. Just checking. It's supposed to go all the way up, but they don't go all the way up on mine. It's supposed to go all the way up the top, I think. But they're not doing that on mine. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, maybe they've been cut wrong. See here, see where there's, it goes to there and it should go up to the top. It doesn't for whatever reason. So I'm going to stick glue behind it, like that. Stop it from falling backwards, and I'm just going to leave that to dry. Okay, so that's dried. I've laid these out in their orientations, which are these two holes on this side go that way, and the same two holes are on that side, go there. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 alcoves or cut out sections on both sides, and also you see where it's dark wood on one side, light wood on the other. We're putting the glue on the dark wood halves, so that's the orientation of them both. So I've got it laid down out there to dry, and it's actually in a good place for me to glue. So I'm going to get both of these on together, hopefully. It just depends if they'll line up from this laid down position. So I'm going to put the glue in the dark side like that. I'll just keep applying glue back and forth until I get like that. So I'm trying to get a generous amount of glue. So we're only putting it in the dark half, if you can see, like that. Then I'm going to move down, get it in that dark half there. And there is only one way it goes in, and that's that orientation and where you apply the glue on the dark half, because I've test fitted it. So we just need to get glue on this dark half now. But not at the bottom. So I've got them all glued. I'm going to line all these up, starting with the top. So that goes in there. So that goes in there. Make sure I get them lined up properly. That goes there. That one goes in there. Just making sure that they're all lined up as well as they're going in. That goes in there. Push down a little bit there. Okay. It's a little bit tricky just to get them to hold into place. So it's wanting to come off at both these ends, so I'm going to see if I can possibly clip them in place. I might not be able to, so I'm going to hold this side. Hopefully I can get it clipped. Oh, it pulls off. It's pulling off. It's pulling it off when I clip it. Hang on. Because it's, yeah, that's clipped. Just making sure it's holding where it's supposed to. And then I'm going to try and clip the other end. That would be really good if I can get it clipped. See, it's not even on. Just see if I can. So it needs to be lined up properly. Like that. See if I can get it clipped. I might not be able to get it clipped because of the curve. Okay. Just making sure that they're. Okay, so that one's done. And it's clipped. So I'm going to put glue in this, in the dark halves of this. It's a little complicated, but yeah, that's not, hang on, it's not lined up properly. Let's just push it on. Yep, it is now. Yeah, it is a little bit fiddly to kind of get it to line up. I'm going to need some more clips as well. Let me just get some. I'm going to get a couple more clips. Because it's a straight side going on a curved side, it's a little bit tricky. If those clips stay on, that'll be really good. So I'm going to start to glue the dark side. Really should turn it this way around. Just do the dark half. Doesn't matter if glue goes into the light half, it doesn't really matter. But it's just that you know that the dark part is what's going to glue onto the. It's going to be the side that glues on. Need a tiny bit more glue. Some on the lid there. And get it on the dark half here, like that. Like there. the side like that. Right, there we go. Let's get its orientation, which is that way, because the two holes are on the outside. So I'm going to line it up. That goes in there. Just make sure they line up before I clip them. Just hope I can clip them. That's in where it's supposed to go. So I can clip this one now. That's it, they're in. Just check that you got your two holes on that side and your two holes on that side. So we're just gonna leave it to dry like that. It's almost like the internal walls on each floor. That's kind of what we had to do. So I've taken the clips off, and this is what we are left with. So it doesn't stand because it's got at the bottom, you see, it goes below this part here. So I think it slots into the base. Once you've got the first floor, the ground floor glued onto the basement, there's like shapes. It's not a full circle, it's like shapes, and I think there's a kind of glue like that in there. Yeah. So the last thing we've got to do is, remember on each side there's like two holes there. There's a hole there, and there's a hole there, and the same on the other side. There's a hole there and a hole there, and you get sent these little. They're either called metal circles or round circles here. So we've got 4 in there, and we've got to. I don't know how I'm going to do it because they're really small. So we've got to put super glue on one side of them and push them in those holes. So I'm hoping I can do that. Let me see. So if I I might have to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with tweezers, because the problem with tweezers is stuff tends to ping away. Let me just see if I can pick it up with tweezers. No, it's pinging away. No. So I'm going to get my super glue out and opened, and then see if I can get these in. So I need to put glue on one side and then hopefully just push it into the holes. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there, like that, and then it's rolling all over the place. Stuck to me now. I'm going to see if I can push it through the holes. Like, it's stuck to me. I'm going to have to use the back of the tweezers to push it in. Yeah, that's at a funny angle. Alright, got it in. Just going to push it in a bit more. There. Goes in there like that. They're very small. Just going to see if we can just push it in a bit further. Yeah, that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I'm wondering if they're magnets, but I don't know if they're magnets or not. So I'm going to put some glue on the back. Like that. I know I'll get it on my fingers, but they're so small it can't be helped. So I'm going to push it through. Push it through the hole. Yeah, they don't seem to fit. They seem to be a bit bigger than the hole. So we can push it in. I think I'm going to use Tamiya cement. I'm not going to use super glue because it's too sticky. Because yeah, I'm going to use Tamiya cement instead for the other sides, because super glue is just it's too strong. So I'm going to put a bit of Tamiya glue there like that, and then I'm going to push them in the holes. reason they don't go, they don't fit in. They don't actually fit in. Have to keep pushing them a bit more. Yeah, they don't fit in properly. They're like the slightly bigger. Alright, that one's in. That one went in fine. I'm not sure if I can get the other ones in properly. Let me see if I can push them without breaking this frame. No. No. I should have used Tamiya. I should have used Tamiya glue, cement on the other two, but you know, it said quick drying glue. Tamiya's not quick drying glue. Let me see if I can get this one in the hole. Right, so got it in the hole. I just need to click it into place with this. Aha! Them two went in fine. These two, because they're held in super glue now, so they're just in like a funny angle. So that one's in flat, but this one, I'm not going to be able to get it out again because it's super glue. So I'm hoping that won't be a problem. If it's a problem, I'm going to have to use the scalpel to pick it out. But yeah, these two went in quite flat. That one's flat. This one's quite flat. Let me just give it a... So yeah, that's the metal round there, metal round there, metal round there, metal round there, and that is what it looks like when it's done. And we will be making quite a lot of these, so I will get better at making them. So that is it there. Curved wall. And then I don't know how these blue panels are going on, unless they're just all pre-made and you just glue them on, or if you have to put each individual one on next to each other, which probably, because you're building it, you probably have to do that. But yeah, so that's it there. I think that's everything we have to do. Yeah, so that's what we should be left with there. So we put the round metals in each side, and then that's what it looks like when it's done. If I lie this down this way, that's it there. So that completes the first part of issue 72 of the build. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.